that you messing with. You need to
First of
learn
all,
to
lower your
respect
voice.
me.
First of
I am
all,
your
lower your
wife.
voice to me.
I am your wife.
I
You
pay
need
the
to
bills
learn
in
to
this
respect
house.
me.
You
But you're
know-
not giving me. You giving all
Look, when I
the
pay
money.
the bills
You
in this
giving
house, you
all
do
the
what I
money
tell
to
you
them
to do.
young girls. You giving all the money to them
Don't
young
you
girls.
worry what I
You're
do
not
with
giving me
outside of this
anything.
house.
I'm
I
your
handle
wife.
business
I'm
inside
your
this
wife.
house.
I
Look,
am your
don't
wife.
make me.
Handle
Don't make me
first.
do this to
I
you.
am your wife.
I'm trying to
Daniel,
look.
you disrespecting me like a...
Hello and welcome to Out of Darkness Domestic Violence Awareness Telecast. And I am your host, Robin L. Cooper, founder and CEO of the Exodus Foundation Incorporated. Today we have some very special guests. We have the cast of Battered Wife television pilot. And now I would like to introduce you to the cast of Battered Wives. To my right, I have Lisa C. Crump, co-writer of Battered Wives. Lisa.
My name is Lisa, and my character is Desiree. I have an attitude, and I don't need to be in this program. All of these women and so-called men are weak. I need a man with money, and if he don't have money, it don't make sense to me. So I don't need to be here. I'm better than everybody up in here.
I'm Lucius Dunmars Jr. I play the character of Daniel. I was born into money. I'm rich. I'm arrogant. I look good. Should not be arrogant. I was taught that you have to take control of your household. You have to put your hand down on a woman. Be strong. And she's supposed to do what you say do. Because I got money. I paid the cost to be the boss. And I come from the old school. My daddy said a woman's place is in the bed or the kitchen. That's just the way it is.
Hi, I'm Evangelina Flores, and I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona. I live here in Memphis now. I'm definitely playing a very complicated character named Christy. I'm saved. I'm sanctified. I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. I've got my life under control, well, except for the fact that my husband is abusive. We're separated. We're doing okay, and I came to the center seeking help. But we got it together because I know He's gonna fix our marriage. Everything's fine. I mean, isn't it? There's another secret that we have besides me and my husband being separated. I'm in love with somebody, and it's a woman. And I know it goes against God's will. But God understands, right? He knows my heart.
My name is Brittany Renee Austin. My name is Lisa, and I'm 23 years old. I've been in a serious relationship with my abuser since high school. He was a star on the football team, and I was his #1 cheerleader. I loved him. I just never understood why he never trusted me. If I couldn't go anywhere without him, it was awful. He had an injury on the football team and was very jealous of all the attention that I was getting from his teammates. After the injury, he began to take all of his frustration out on me. The first time he called me a bitch, I wrote it off. But then his frustration turned into blows, and I began to fear for my life. Oh, when my parents figured out that he was beating me, they told me to go into this program. But I'm still talking to him in secret. I love him so much. But I just don't know how my parents are going to take it when they figure out that I'm pregnant with his baby.
My name is James Blair, and I'm born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and I play the character of Jesse. I want to make this known to everybody. I was born in an abused home by my biological father. My girlfriend, Lisa, I just love her so much. And nobody can take that love away from me. Anyone. And I mean everything I said. She was there for me, and I just get so frustrated about the things that I've been through in my life, and I was really insecure. I just took it on the girl that I really loved. And I do regret that. At least I really do.
Hello, my name is Preston Michael Simpson. I've been acting for almost 3 years, and I play the character of Jerry. Hi, my name is Jerry. I'm a college student, and I'm in love with this senior, Melissa. I don't know how I got so lucky as to end up with somebody as amazing and as pretty as she is. She always asks me to do her papers for her, and gladly I do it. But a few months ago, I was hit in the head with a lamp. After I got hit in the head, I immediately went to the hospital. I couldn't tell anybody that she was the one that hit me, but it was an accident, right? Anyway, I met her shortly after my father and mother divorced, and it's just me and him. She's always been there to comfort me, and I really hope that we can get past this.
Hello, my name is Sharice Norman, and I will be playing the role of Amber. I lost both my parents when I was 4 years old and stayed with my great-grandmother, and you can imagine I grew up by myself basically. She was too old to care for me. But you know, I was cool in school. Everybody liked me. I was going to go to art school after it, but I met this handsome older gentleman who took me for a ride on his motorcycle. It was fun. He told me I didn't need none of that stuff, that I just need to be with him. I need to help him because he helped me. He got me on some things. And it was fun at first, you know, but he needed more money, and I needed to help, so I needed stronger doses of things. I don't mind helping him. It's just I'm here with this group because I need some rest. I need some rest. When I'm done resting, I'll help him. He helped me.
And I play the character of Tyrone, and basically, I done got this girl up our lifestyle, and she done took off. And as soon as I see her, I'm gonna make her get right, cause you know, she shouldn't have never left in the first place. Here she was staying with her old grandmother or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got up out of that. I put some money in her pockets. I take care of her. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as she get back, if she don't get her head right, get back out here and get this money, I'm gonna show her something that she never seen before.
My name is Shamira Reverend, and I'm playing the character of Veronica. I'm 29 years old, and my life has been a struggle since I was 19 years old. I have 5 beautiful children, but the state took them away from me because he wouldn't stop beating on me or my children. I know I wasn't supposed to have them around because of the order of protection, but you know, sometimes you get caught up. They come back, they tell you they love you, you take them back. And it all happened when we was in the bar, drunk. Then I had babies after babies. I had 5 babies. And then I got pregnant 2 additional times that he beat out of me. But you know what? I'm going to be all right. The state ordered me to come here. That's the only reason that I'm here.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Chamis. My character is Mandy. I'm a waitress at a local restaurant. I hear and see everything. I'm tired of these loud women that keep talking about their men beating on them. I know everything about them, and they've only been here for like 10 minutes. And this one little wimpy dude who keeps whining about hitting the head with a lamp by his woman. It make me sick.
Well, I was already working with Miss Cooper prior to the project actually being executed, and it's actually my first time. I've been a writer, but it's my first time doing screenwriting, so it's actually a new endeavor for me. It's very, very exciting, and I'm also a domestic abuse survivor, so I kind of can put some of my real feelings into the situation, so that helps out a lot. So I'm just really happy to be a part of the project and to be working with everyone. And anybody else?
I found out about this because I read my email and my university alerted me to this casting call, and I thought, hey, why not? And so I go in. I have this audition that I was kind of nervous about, but at the same time I wasn't, because I didn't think I was going to get the part. And then I get a phone call like a week later, and I find out that not only was I asked to be an actor, but I also was temporarily involved with the writing process. I didn't fit the character, the male character that they already had, so my assignment was to create this other character, Jerry. And I just hope that everybody enjoys this.
So how did you become involved, Chase?
Well, I was in the UC. Excuse me. I was in the UC, and somebody just came and told me that y'all were looking for an actor for this, and when he told me what it was about domestic violence, I was definitely for being a part of this. I've lost a friend to domestic violence, so it was actually a female friend. So like I'm definitely for anything like against it, and being a part of it is like even more of a good thing for me to be involved in.
Okay, Sharice?
I found out just like you from the email from university about the audition, and I had an audition that day, and I was already friends with Miss Robin Cooper on Facebook, so I emailed her and asked how long could I come in real quick and do it, and she was really nice about it, and they gave me the character synopsis they wanted me to go for, and I went for it, and they loved it, so
And
I was
she
happy.
actually had us in tears,
Yes.
with it. She did such a great job.
Yeah, she's the one person.
She is. So speaking of which, James Blair, such a wonderful person. Okay. When James auditioned, he was so into his character that he actually had the audacity to get in my face. So with that being the case, I'm like, he's really into role, because with me being a survivor of domestic violence, I pretty much just know how this thing should look. I had a visual, and so when he auditioned, it was just like a no-brainer to me. So, I immediately cast James in the role of Jesse.
I really appreciate that.
Yes. So James, do you have any experiences with domestic violence, or what brought you to this project?
Well, first and foremost, what I love about this project is very inspiring, seriously. And some reason that domestic violence really don't be talked about as much, for some reason don't be taken seriously unless a tragedy happens. Yeah, that's the only time this happened. I think this show will show that before that tragedy happens, that we can do something to stop this before anything bad can happen. And to answer your question, yes, personally I have been involved in that, and not to mention, I even had friends that I went to school with at West Memphis High School that I saw intentionally jump on women. So and I wasn't really cool with that. So of course I just lose contact with that. So because I also been through it myself, also with my son's mother, and even though I do regret that, but as I matured and try to be a better person, and so that's kind of like how I kind of helped to get the role. So so not trying to be all personal, but yeah, I've been through that myself, and And this right here is very inspiring. I just want to showcase this. And it's a great opportunity.
Okay. All right, Brittany.
Okay, well, I actually found out about this through Preston, because I also go to university, and I had just, it was ironic how it happened because I am also a survivor of domestic violence, and it was ironic, the time I got out of an unhealthy relationship was when I was given this opportunity, and it really still hasn't sunk in, but I'm so blessed and pleased because after I went through that, I thought, oh my goodness, this thing happens every day, all around the world, and people need to know about it because you can do something about it. So I was like, well, this role is perfect for me, and I'm happy to have it, so thank you.
Let's go back over. Let's go over to Reverend.
I found out about the part through Mr. Blair because we worked on a couple of projects together, and it was an opportunity for me to also showcase that I'm a former husband that was a controller and abusive and had order of protection and all the other stuff that could go on. And you get used to it. That's what we do. We get used to it. Not knowing that we do, and people always put you down and say, how could you do that? How could you go through that? And then you feel like, oh, this is like an everyday thing. This is something normal for you, but actually it's not nothing normal. And you shouldn't keep it in. You should go to someone or get counseling or get help, because when you keep those things inside, it doesn't just hurt you. It makes you evil towards other people.
Yes.
It makes you real evil towards other people.
I found about this show through when I did the domestic violence commercial for it, and when she was having the auditions, I had a class, and I couldn't make it to audition, so I messaged her and asked, was there any roles left, and she gave me the character of Mandy.
Okay. So also, I want to go on and speak with Eva. Eva, she came in and she auditioned, and she was just, we actually had her to audition for 2 roles. She auditioned for the role of Desiree, but she just did such a job with Christy. I'm like, okay, let's go on and cast her as Christy. So, Eva?
My name is Eva, and I am just so pleased. Thank you so much, Ms. Cooper, for allowing me to be on this project. I'm Mexican American. Both of my mom and dad are from Mexico. Grew up in Arizona. I have family now in Arizona, California. Most of my film acting experience has been out in Hollywood, and I'm very glad to be living in Memphis and be partaking of this. And definitely, we had a very big Catholic family growing up. Times were very tough, being an immigrant's daughter. My dad drank a lot. He was a World War II veteran, and there's a huge age difference between my mom and my dad. So things got really frustrating. Things sort of sometimes got out of control, and there was definitely a lot of domestic violence between my mom and dad, and it sort of spilled over to the kids. And so I had a pretty rough childhood. I got a scar on my lip here and a scar here from some of the domestic violence that I survived as a child. Now that, thank God, is all behind us, and I'm glad I can be playing Christy, because the church as a whole, they don't offer too much outreach and help. I've noticed with women and men that are in abusive situations, and with men too, you know, it's like an embarrassing thing. They're looked down as inferior if they say something about it. You know, society will make fun of them, etc.
Yes.
And the other thing about my character Christy is that because of the abuse, because of, you know, the sick things that her husband makes her do sexually, she finds herself being attracted to a woman. And that is a very challenging role for me, but I embrace it because that's, once again, something that's taboo in the church. We don't talk about it. You know, and so I'm just really enjoying this role. It's challenging, and as far as the project goes, I thank God for being part of this project, because people need to be aware, and especially Christians, we need to be aware and try to help one another and be there for each other and talk about it, because sometimes things are swept under the rug, especially if like you're a preacher's wife or in the choir or serving the Lord or a Sunday school teacher. Even if you're just a church goer, you don't want people to know your business. You know, you want everybody to think, oh, praise the Lord, hallelujah, filled with the Holy Ghost. I'm gonna pray in the Spirit, and all of a sudden everything in my life is gonna be fine. And it's not. People need counseling. People need help.
Exactly.
So I am very pleased that I too was at the shooting for the domestic violence commercial, and I believe that's how you got my name, because the next thing I know is I got a phone call from Ms. Cooper. So I was like, okay, great, sounds wonderful.
So also we have Lucius, and we want him to, he told me a little bit about some of his things he's gone through. So give him an opportunity to talk about them as well.
Okay, well, I found out about this through a mutual Facebook friend. And truthfully, I don't want to sound spiritual or nothing, but I really do think God put this part on me because I didn't know Miss Cooper, and the person that had it on their Facebook, you know, I saw Battered Wives, and it hit home right away because this has been a touchy subject for me for years, and you know, it's a disease, it's a problem, you know, it's something that it's a shame that we wait to talk about it when we're adults like this. But this is actually a problem that goes all the way back to children ages 3 and up. You know, I don't know how children see, you know, I was 3 years old the last time I can remember seeing my father hit my mother, but this was after my mother had hit him so many times. So I was a witness to that as a child. So along the way, I don't think, you know, if a child, a man or a woman, if a young man is not taught how to love a woman, or the woman is not taught how to receive that love, you know, I think it becomes a problem, you know, right away. You know, to where women don't know what to do when they become in an abusive relationship, or when the man starts abusing, he's really not taught to not do that. You know, I won't say he doesn't know any better, but it's something inside of a man. It's a problem. It's a disease, and we need to help young people at a young age to understand this, along with sexual education. You know, add domestic violence in there to teach them who to run to, who to get help from, you know, because, like I said, it's a real problem. And I've been in a relationship, a few relationships, where I was the abusee, and I was the abuser mentally, and I've grabbed onto women and tried to make them understand what I was trying to say at the time, you know, to where I had to have an out-of-body experience to look at myself, and I was everything that I despised, you know, throughout life, and the way I look at men and how they're supposed to be. So, you know, it hit home, and I had to reach out and try to get involved because I want to show young men everything that I was and everything that they shouldn't be. You know, I want to show young men that this is not the correct way, you know.
Exactly.
So I had to reach out, and when I got in touch with Ms. Cooper, it was through an inbox, and thank God she got back with me, you know, and she looked over my pictures and said that I look like Daniel. So I guess, you know, when she said I look like Daniel, I was like, I was Daniel.
I think what I really want to come out of this project is awareness.
Yes.
Awareness. People need to know that they're not stuck, that they can get out of those relationships and eventually find someone who is going to treat them well. As in my situation growing up, I did not have good role models at all, but I thank God I have a wonderful, caring, strong husband. And we don't yell at each other. We always try to be kind to each other, and we're trying to raise our daughter correctly, with not just the fear of God in her, but also that she knows that mommy and daddy love each other and respect each other. We respect each other as people. We don't shove, we don't push, we don't talk down to each other. Because a lot of couples will be like, my family life is great, we don't beat each other up. They're constantly, you know, tearing each other down, and that's emotional abuse, and that's something else that needs to come out. Is even, you know, domestic violence also means abuse where they're always putting each other down, always cutting each other control, taking their money, not letting them work. I mean, just different types of control like that's abuse too.
Brittany, how do you define domestic violence?
Anything, whether it be emotional, sexual, verbal, physical, that hurts somebody, whether you mean it intentionally or not, or whether you're receiving that you have to, it's that vibe, that gut feeling that you know something's not right, no matter what you believe in, if you believe in anything, that it is very real, and that the denial has to stop, and that if you really believe in it, you have got to be strong, and that and there's a big misconception that people who are weak, most of the time it's because they've been strong for too long. And that when you come out of that, like for me personally, this is a healing process, and I think that goes for everybody in here. We are all dealing with something, or we can see this, or have had a past, or seen other people hurt. That I think the big purpose for all of us here, no matter what that personal is, whether it's personal or you know, we can all do this, and that the awareness is just the beautiful thing about it, because you are brave enough and want to show everyone else that this happens, but everything's going to be okay if you receive that help. That you can do it, that you do not have to be afraid.
Exactly.
You do not have to be afraid.
Exactly. James.
And one thing I do want to come out this show is that, but the exciting thing is that every character has a different situation that everybody deal on a regular basis, and that's the exposure, the exploitation of it, and you know, and like I said, for some reason domestic violence do not get taken seriously for some reason, and it's like it can end up like into a tragedy, like somebody can be killed.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Right.
you got a situation that can pull out a gun, knife, and just cut throat. You know,
Exactly.
so.
And speaking of which, you know, when you say someone can be killed, we have a group page as well called Battered Wives for the cast and crew on Facebook. And when Karen Thomas, when she was murdered back here a few weeks ago, I'm sorry, James, he was like, we should dedicate this show to Karen. So not only are we dedicating this show, Battered Wives, to Karen Thomas, the family of, we're also dedicating it to all the victims who did not make it out.
Yes.
Taffy Crawford, Brittany and Ed Davis. We want to just bring awareness and just, you know, let the families know that we sincerely care. We are aware of your hurt, and we want to just, you know, just do whatever we can.